I got a confession to make. I suck at Ghosts of Tabor. I really do.
Oh shit, where? He's hitting me. I'm dead. I'll show. Okay, I'm loaded. Oh, behind. Oh!
We're just playing hide and seek here.
Oh, what? I think. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh! Thing here.
Play. Oh shit, next to me.
Oh no, fix your glitch.
Yeah, let's go. I'm dead.
So, I got thinking, how can I, and by consequence you, get better at Tabor? If you actually suck at the game as well. There are some tips videos out there already, but a lot of the time those videos talk about game sense, knowing routes, and knowing player hotspots. All of these tips are obviously great and we should all get better at them, but they are not actionable. So what is something actionable we can actually work on, which will improve our ability to survive a raid? Mastering guns and aiming is what comes to mind, of course. However, the shooting area in the bunker kinda sucks, because there's no pressure on the player and it does feel way easier than actually hitting a player or a Phoenix in a raid. Aim trainers in VR just pure and simply suck big time, so I wouldn't even bother until we might get a better one. But Ghosts of Tabor actually gives us the perfect tool to get better at the game in our raid preparation computer. I'm talking about the training raids. This is super obvious and you might think, thanks for nothing, Coffee. But hear me out. When going into one of these training raids, you can go in with any gun you want to try and master. You can do so without always looking over your shoulder, but against actual targets that move and shoot back. So there's a bit of pressure on the player, albeit not as much as in a real raid. I have some weapons in my armory that I actually have not yet used at all, because I do not know much about the gun, and hence I don't want to take it into a raid without knowing the ins and outs of it. So here are a few reasons why I think doing these raids are great. And I will also give you some ideas on training sessions you can do. First off is the before mentioned getting used to a gun and knowing the ins and outs of it. Since you will neither lose your weapon if you die, nor deplete any of your ammo in training raids, you can go nuts with the gun. Trying it out in full auto, single fire, from far away, or close up and see how it performs. Cycle through the firing modes and get to know the gun really well. Because nothing is worse than you thinking the gun is in full auto and you get the click of death when you try to engage another player. Just go shoot some Phoenix and really try to understand what your gun is good at and what it sucks at. Try it close up and from far away. Find the sweet spot for the gun you are using. This way, when you get into a sticky situation during a raid, you know that you might be better off pulling your pistol and getting the drop on your enemy that way. Another way of utilizing the training raids is to practice taking cover. This is one of my biggest problems in all shooters in general. I tend to get tunnel vision and completely forget about my surroundings, which more often than not leaves me out in the open, making for a really easy target. So when you are in a training raid, practice only engaging somebody unsuspecting when you have actual cover nearby. This will help you big time in a live raid, as now you have a huge advantage over an unsuspecting player. You get the first shots off, but might miss. The other player turns around and starts returning fire, but you can now run into cover and try and peek him from a different angle. To train the reverse situation of you being the unsuspecting player, just run around the map without a worry in the world, until a Phoenix starts shooting at you. Instead of you trying to assess the threat right away and try to return fire, the first thing to do is getting behind some cover. By doing this, you will give yourself a little time to recover from the first shots fired up on you, the adrenaline rushing through your body, and in case you got hit, the possibility to heal up again. And just as we do get tunnel vision, the other player might be having exactly the same problem and starts running towards us, making him an easy target. So peek out from your cover and try to get the drop on him that way. The last thing that I want to talk about in this video is that you can actually turn these practice runs into a game in itself. Go in with only a pistol. As soon as you kill a Phoenix, take his gun and use it until you kill the next Phoenix. This forces you to play with weapons that you either have never used or that you just hate using. However, being effective with most guns in the game can give you a huge advantage. If you are ever in a situation where you run out of ammo and all you find around is a gun you do not know well or hate playing because you had no training with it. So this is basically a gun game type mode for Ghosts of Tabor, which can help you a lot in live raids. Personally, I would go into a practice raid before every first live raid of the day. Take the gear that you actually chose to take into the live raid and get some Phoenix kills with it. As soon as you need to use it in a live raid, you will be warmed up on that gun already. I hope this video actually gave you some ideas on how to utilize the training raids to get better in Ghosts of Tabor. I really made this video to help players out that suck at the game, like myself, and thus making the game more fun for you and me. Do you have tips for me? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, consider sharing it with your friend that sucks at the game. Give it a like, why not subscribe? Or not. In any case, I'm deeply grateful you stuck around till the end, stranger, and I hope you have a wonderful day. What the fuck is that floating island over there? Oh. Is it moving? Looks like a whale.